Hi, I am back again this week, and I'm doing a little bit of batch recording, so you may notice that I am looking a lot the same as I did last week when you saw me. I did a study on Jesus's first converts in John chapter 1, verses 35 to 51, and so there is a separate passage. There are separate passages in some of the other gospel accounts about Jesus calling Peter and some of the other disciples officially when they were out fishing in boats. And he says, I'll teach you how to be fishers of men. And we'll look at that one later. But this passage in John is actually before that. So it sort of speaks to this question that I sort of always had about, wow, Jesus just walks around and then he says to these men, come follow me, give up your whole life and follow me. And they just did. But actually, Jesus had known them already. They had also been referred to Jesus by John the Baptist, some of them. So it wasn't out of nowhere. And they were happy to do it when Jesus officially called them to follow him all the time. So it looks like Jesus does officially call Philip during this time. He does tell Philip to follow him. And I thought it was notable, too, that I often forget about the disciple Andrew, but he was Peter's brother. And although Peter's fame later eclipsed Andrew's, Andrew was the first one to follow Jesus. And he actually went back to get Simon, who later became Peter. So I thought, that really deserves some recognition. So here, Peter is sometimes considered one of the greatest or the greatest of the disciples, and his brother is the one who brought him in, and we so often overlook Andrew. And then, too, there's this pretty deep theological statement that Jesus makes to Nathanael when he says that Nathanael will witness greater things than the little insight that he gave, that he said he had seen Nathanael sitting under the tree when Philip came to get him. And Nathanael was so awestruck that he said, you really must be, what did he say to him? Sorry, let me just scroll back up. He said, Rabbi, you are the Son of God, you are the King of Israel. So Jesus says, well, you'll see a lot more than this. If you think that was cool, buckle up. So when he mentions that angels will descend and descend upon himself, he's referring to the dream that Jacob had in the Old Testament, that's often called Jacob's ladder. And it had angels ascending and descending. And Jacob then called that place Bethel because it was holy. They often marked a holy place where they had seen the presence of God or angels. And so now Jesus is calling himself a holy place. And to say that angels are going to ascend and descend upon him. So basically wherever he goes then becomes a holy place. Likewise, it follows that Christians, once they accept the Holy Spirit then indwells them and our bodies become holy places. So everywhere we go becomes a holy place as well. So anyway, all that I thought was really interesting, worth noting. Take a look at some of the other commentary, and we'll see you again next week.